This year in the Journal of Fluency Disorders that focused on parents and their experiences with stuttering. Parents respond very differently to their children who stutter, and it can be a delicate balance, I think, guiding them in this process. What are some of the recommendations that you give to parents who are in the journey of supporting their children who stutter?
One of my PhD students, Sada, it was her pre-candidacy research project that I advised. And so she interviewed parents about their experiences having children who stutter. And parents have all kinds of feelings and emotions around having children who stutter. But one of the things that we have to help them to understand is that their children are communicators. And so there are many successful people in the world who are from all walks of life, and they stutter. And so I think one of the things we could do is help parents to have more affirming responses. It could be sometimes we may say things and do things that are well intentioned, but are not helpful for people who stutter. So, things like, slow down, take a breath, just think about what you want to say. It may be well intended, but it's not really helpful for people who stutter. So being patient and being attentive and being a good listener and affirming them for what they say are all good affirming practices for people who stutter. And I think as a therapist, it's important to make space for parents. We're working with children and adolescents who stutter. We also have to make space for the parents because parents have their own feelings and their own emotions, and they may need our support and they may need counseling. Parents have to be educated about stuttering, just like people who stutter have to be educated about stuttering. So I think education and counseling and being there as a support for parents is very important. And there are also many virtual and in-person support groups for parents as well.
Is there anything that you tell parents never to do?
I think some of the things that I tell parents never to do, obviously, like every situation and every is going to be very, very different. But, like finishing someone's sentences, telling someone to constantly slow down, or giving negative corrective feedback to their child's speech, I think is something that can really take away from their identity. So I think anything that someone does where they're giving negative corrective feedback about how the child talks, those are probably things that I would say never to do. We always want to be affirming to the child or to people who stutter when they communicate.